Wherever I hear the voice of God is holy ground.
They are separated by only a matter of hours.
Let's have ourselves a church service this morning.
Yet a full-throttle Saturday night seems so different from a spirit-filled Sunday morning.
Oh, how dearly God loves us.
A holy hymn versus an engine's hum.
It's all about the fun factor. Smiles per gallon. I totally remember you, absolutely.
But for race car driver Jeff Knight,
I'll put her in victory lane for you tonight. I pray peace that surpasses anything that you could understand.
those two sounds share some surprising common ground.
I hope that we win this race, and I hope that we win some souls, because that's what it's about.
Different than most of the guys that race out here.
Now in his 5th season of racing at Evergreen Speedway, Jeff has built a reputation.
He's a man of God.
As the racing
Awake, O sleeper!
pastor.
Rise from the dead!
Filled with the Spirit.
Hear the voice of God.
A lot of these guys aren't.
I would not miss church any day of the week. Come on now.
Pastor Jeff Knight leads his flock at the Rock Church in Monroe every Sunday morning.
I hate to bring up so many racing metaphors, but it wasn't very long ago.
Often just hours after finishing his final lap at the track.
I was going down the backstretch.
It can spark some unusual church chatter.
I mean, he just flat drove through me. Yeah.
He's one of a kind.
He just spun me out. I went flying down the backstretch backwards.
While one might think his crew would be scared to let a foul word slip around the good pastor,
No, he's a big boy.
they're not.
What's weird is when I let something slip and they're not expecting it.
This is the man, right?
Truth be told,
Nice to meet you guys.
his pre-race autograph sessions look an awful lot
What's going on, Doc? Good to see you. How are you, man?
like Sunday morning fellowship.
Oh, man.
Good, how are you? Blessings, yep.
In both settings,
Love you guys. Take care.
he's building bridges.
To meet people, connect with people,
It's not where Jeff expected to end up.
things we cannot change.
Even though his parents, Joe and Linda Knight, started the Rock Church nearly 30 years ago, Jeff went to school for construction management with dreams of building literal bridges.
You can change.
Then his dad guided him toward the church.
It became my life's calling. I didn't plan it that way, but the Lord had other plans.
No one thought those plans would lead here, off the coast of California, where in early 2000,
That day changed my life forever.
Alaskan Airlines Flight 261 crashed into the Pacific Ocean.
And I remember turning to one of my friends, her name's Rachel, and she was my dad's assistant. And I said, "Is that their flight number?" And she just grew pale. And she said, "It is, Jeff." And
Within a week, Jeff and his wife were installed
preach the good news.
as lead pastors.
I'll never forget losing my parents on that day.
Ever since, he has filled his father's shoes at church.
Saw his purpose in the midst of his pain.
But it wasn't until 5 years ago
This is my hometown where I grew up.
he began to live his father's dream on the Speedway.
And I sat in those stands with my father my whole life. And my dad always said, "I'd love to be able to get on the other side of that fence."
And on the pole position,
Not only is Jeff on the other side of the fence,
Sunday, tomorrow, he is the head pastor at the Rock Church.
he's starting this 50-lap race in the lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engine!
Among the hundreds of fans in attendance, members of the Rock Church cheer on number 70 as he strives to win for the first time this season.
This is the only pastor I know that races cars.
Crew Chief John Zaretsky says earning respect here isn't easy.
They race him a little differently, but then at the same time, they'll push him around because they know he won't push back.
Jeff leads this race for 41 laps until another car catches fire, briefly putting things on pause. When the race resumes, water used to fight the fire causes Jeff to slip.
And the guy behind me just drove into me.
And with that, dreams of a first-place finish go up in smoke.
That's a little frustrating.
And after the race, even the pastor must confess his anger.
I just want to be respected. And when I feel disrespected, I'll go say something.
But if any racer can find a moral in this, it's Pastor Jeff.
In racing or in life, there's disappointments. They're not the end. Keep digging. We'll get back.
And hours later, in the second race of the night, Jeff finally takes the checkered flag.
I didn't get much sleep last night.
Powered by Red Bull, he injects Saturday night's drama
This year's been very challenging for our race team.
into Sunday morning's message.
What was supposed to be a championship run turned into 11 crashes.
Yet Pastor Jeff pushed through the disappointment and found victory.
Give you light in the midst of the darkness.
It's the same faith that guided him through the death of his parents, who he likes to think are watching from the banister of heaven.
And I often picture my mom and dad as really excited, really proud, and my biggest fans in the cheering section.
Turns out Saturday night and Sunday morning aren't so different
Hey man, I love you.
after all.
Don't give up.
In Monroe, Joe Fry,
Don't hold back.
King 5 News.
Amen.